Hello, this is Andrea Howdy from Virtualissimo, and today I wanted to show you how I track some of my work in some free apps that you can also use. The two apps that I wanted to show you that I use for tracking is Asana. Well, one of them is Asana. This is something that you would have seen me use before in another video. And I have another one that I use for tracking, and that's called Harvest. They're both free versions. I'm not paying any monthly fees or anything like that, and neither am I an affiliate for either of these. So there's really nothing in this for me other than just showing you how you can use these two apps to help run your business. So you would have seen my video about how to track your blogs, blog topic ideas, or content ideas in Asana. So this is a project that I created for that purpose, just to demo that process. So I'm going to use this demo project to show you how Asana and Harvest can work together for your business. So go back to Harvest. So I'm already signed into my account. This is what the home page looks like once you're signed into Harvest. And I want to create a new project for this. You can see that I've already got one for my business where I'm tracking some time. Just for demo purposes, I'm going to create a new project. And I'm going to choose myself as a client, because why not? So the project name, let's have a look at what blog topic I can track. Okay, so how to create a blog with keywords. Let's use that. Okay, so that's going to be the project name that I'm going to be tracking. You can put in a project code if you want. The start and end dates are particularly important if you have deadlines for a project. You can put them in if you want. So let's say I'm starting today, which is the 28th, and I want this to end on the 30th, for example. You can put your notes in if you want about how you want to track this project or what you want to use it for. That's entirely up to you. And then I usually use non-billable for my own projects, because you track the time that you put into your business through non-billable hours. You can do that. You can choose different sort of setups depending on what will suit you. And I go with no budget in this case. And as you can see, I've got a list of tasks in this section for different types of activity that I can use with this. Now, this particular project is creating a blog about how to create blogs with keywords. So I'm going to add a task that says researching and writing blog. Okay, create new task, and now as you can see, it's been added to my task list. I don't want to track anything else for this particular task, so I can go and delete those ones. And the team is me, myself, and I, one-woman band, so I'm just going to leave myself in there. And I'm going to save the project. Okay, so now if I go back to projects, it will actually be added so I can track my time against it. So if I open it, this is what happens. See what you see. You can duplicate the project if you've got something else that's going to be very similar or the same. You can just duplicate it without having to set up the whole thing from scratch, or you can archive it. That's where you want to keep the record, but you don't want to delete it, and delete is where you just want to get rid of it altogether. So if I want to track my time, I can use this tab that says time, and it will immediately bring up today's date or the week, depending on how you've got it set up. See how the date changed to an interval for this week. So I'm just going to go back to day, and I'm going to go new entry, and it gives me an option where I can actually choose where I want to assign the time to, and it's already on the project that I want to track, and it's already on the task that I want to track. So if I had other tasks on the list in my project, then they would come up on this list as a drop down. But I only have this one assigned for this project, so I can track that. Let's go back. Yeah. So I can put in some notes and go maybe researching articles and statistics. And I can start the timer. Okay, now the timer or the clock is ticking against this project. So while I'm on this project, this timer is on, and it will count the hours and the minutes that I'm spending on this particular project. Now while that's ticking, I can go into Asana and I can show you how this works when you integrate Asana with Harvest. You can actually open up your task, which is the task or the project that I added to Harvest just previously. And if you click on this little clock up here, it will bring up your projects from Harvest. You need to be signed into Harvest though. If you're not signed into Harvest, then it won't bring this up. It'll just give you a message to please sign in. So if you don't want to track it from Harvest, the app itself, you can track it from within Asana and just choose the appropriate project and the appropriate task. And if you hit start timer, it'll just start it for you. It's already going in Harvest, as you can see. The clock is still ticking. And if you go back to the blog topic, see how the little clock now is blue, even when I'm not hovering over it. That means that the timer is on. So you want to stop the timer, you can go and stop it from here. Or you can go into the Harvest app and stop it from the app. So once you stop the timer, it will still keep it in your records. And you can restart it anytime. If you go and have lunch and come back to it later, you can always restart the timer. And you can also edit the entry if you want to add more notes or if you want to change the project or the task name. So this is really handy when you want to keep track of how much time you're spending on creating content for yourself, or even if you're creating the content for someone else. If, for example, you're not charging by the hour, but you're offering a package price for your services, it's still a good idea to track the amount of time that you spend on working for someone else. especially if this is a package that you've put together recently and you haven't had a chance to offer it or test it just yet. So I hope that this little video is useful for you. If you like it, you can subscribe to my channel for more useful how-to videos on creating content.